Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jason Lang, and I'm here at the Independence High School Gymnasium, and we are ready to go with some regional dual team qualifying wrestling. So the regional dual semifinals is the official name of what we have going on tonight. We got four teams here tonight. Independence Mustangs at 21-6 on the season, currently seeded number 4. Gilbert Tigers 26-8, seeded number 37. The Union LaPorte City Knights, 15-13 on the season, ranked number 18. And the Denver Tripola Titans, they are ranked number 20, and their season record is 20-9. So far tonight, what we have going on here is we've got, I think, a little promo. Yeah, a little promo activity, and we're trying to encourage more people to become referees here in the state of Iowa to help the sport of wrestling. So what we have going on is a promo video trying to get more referees in the state of Iowa, which is a good thing. We need to replenish what we have right now. A lot of guys been refereeing for quite a long time, so need to get that taken care of here in the next few years. Get some younger guys some experience. Tonight's dual meet wrestling, Independence and Gilbert have never wrestled. This is the first time that they have wrestled. Denver Tripola and Independence have wrestled 3 times, and so far, Denver Tripola is 2-1 against Independence. Union LaPorte City, has wrestled Independence 19 times, and the record right now is 10-9-0. Last time we saw LaPorte City was the 2013-14 season. Independence won 39-28. Last time we saw Denver Tripola was in 2010, and Denver Tripola won that matchup 55-22. So once again, they got that promo video finishing up, so looking for some more referees here in the state of Iowa. I feel like I can talk with a normal voice now. So Independence Mustangs 21-6 on the season. Gilbert Tigers 26-8 will be one of 2 dual meets going on. We also have LaPorte City and Denver Tripola. And I'm going to let the national anthem play out. Welcome back, everyone. We're getting ready to go here in Independence Mustang Wrestling, and the Gilbert Tigers just about ready to square off here in this regional dual semifinal. Looking forward to a great night of wrestling. Once again, this will not be a video feed tonight. It will be an audio feed only. The State Association here at the end of the season, they reserve the rights to all the video broadcasts of these regional duels and the regional state dual tournament as well as the state individual tournament. So audio only here tonight. So glad to have you with me. And like I said, we're looking forward to some great wrestling tonight. Got all the wrestlers heading out to the middle of the mat right now. Once again, Denver, Tripola, Union LaPorte City, Independence, and Gilbert. All 4 wrestlers at each weight class meeting out in the middle of the mat. For Independence, we'll start tonight at 113 pounds. And for Independence, that'll be Jarrett Orr on the mat for Independence, a sophomore. He'll be wrestling Eric Davis from Gilbert, another sophomore. At 120, it's Colin Fischels on the mat for Independence. He's a senior, and Colin Fischels will be wrestling Garrison Holt. Holt is a sophomore for Gilbert. At 126, Jacob Wolf will be on the mat. I'm going to take a step back. At 120, Colin Fischels will be wrestling St. John Briggs. St. John Briggs is a junior. At 126, now we got Jacob Wolf. Jacob Wolf, a senior, wrestling Garrison Hulk, a sophomore. At 132 is Tanner Erickson Dale on the mat for Independence. He's a junior, and he'll be wrestling Brock Harris, a sophomore for Gilbert. At 138, it'll be Drew Davis, and Drew Davis will be wrestling Jake Larimore, a junior for Gilbert. At 145, Seth House for Independence, a sophomore, will be wrestling Eric Swart, also a sophomore for Gilbert. At 152, Luke House is on the mat, and he'll be wrestling Russell Jennett or John Howell. Jennett a junior and Howell a sophomore at 152 for Gilbert. And I'll be curious to see as we go on here tonight. Starting at 152 is where Independence can start playing with the lineup a little bit. At 285, unfortunately, this weekend at the sectional tournament, we had Austin Larkin wrestling heavyweight, and he was disqualified in that heavyweight match, which meant, and it was a disqualification by flagrant misconduct. So what he has to do is he has to sit out this regional dual meet. He cannot wrestle at districts, would have been a district qualifier, and the next time we can see him back on the mat is if Independence qualifies for the state dual meet. So starting at 152 is usually where Independence will start playing around with the lineup a little bit, maybe possibly bumping people up or moving people around. So at 152, it'll be Luke House, a senior. We also have Andrew Wright weighed in at that weight class. At 160, it'll be number 3 ranked Jake Jewell. And we also know that Peyton Nolting has stepped in that weight class at 160 before, has had varsity experience at 160. And at 160, Gilbert Tigers is listed as open, but there's no question they'll be moving either Jennett or Howell up into that 160-pound slot. At 170, we got the number 4 ranked Nick Holt. Nick Holt, a senior, and Nick Holt will be wrestling Noah Ante, a sophomore. At 182, Elliot Ryan, the senior, will be wrestling Jake Currens, a junior. At 195, number 5 ranked Matt McMillan, a senior, will be wrestling Chris McGuire. And Chris McGuire for Gilbert is the only senior listed in their lineup. So Gilbert, they're probably looking ahead to the future just a little bit. At 220, Lane McMartin and Drew Evans are weighed in at 220. And I should mention also, at 195, Hunter Crawford also has weighed in at 195, a sophomore for Independence. Hunter Crawford actually is a district qualifier, will be a district qualifier at 220 pounds. So he has moved down to 195 tonight, weighed in at 195, and that's what's going to allow Independence to play with the lineup a little bit and be shifting people around to fill in that void that we have at 285. So at 195, I mentioned Chris McGuire, the senior for Gilbert. At 220, we got Lane McMartin or Hunter Crawford probably stepping in at that spot. And at 220 for Gilbert, Christian Harder, and Harder is a junior for Gilbert. And finally at 285, Independence is listed as open, but I have very little doubt that more than likely that will be Lane McMartin probably moving up into that slot. And at 285 for Gilbert, Eli Harris, a junior for Gilbert. So our coaches tonight, Michael Doyle. Our assistant coaches for Independence, Keith Donnelly, Brian Lochran, Josh Weber, Matt Shannon, Caleb Badzine, Daniel Eschen, Tyler Endres, Ryan Fank, and Caleb Studebaker. Give a special mention to Kalika Staker as well for helping out with the weight program that the Mustangs have. And Kalika likes coming up with some good workouts for the young men when they head into the weight room, and good workouts in general. Our head coach for Gilbert, Scott Otterer. Assistants, George McGuire and Will Owens. So that's what we have going on. We're still going through announcements here in the gym. We got looks like the big guys out there right now. So the 3 heavyweights that are listed are out shaking hands right now. And we're about ready to go. And we're going to start once again at 113 pounds. And at 113, it's going to be, I'm assuming, Jarrett Orr, unless we're really going to start playing with our lineup early in the game. But it'll be Jarrett Orr on the mat for Independence, and it is Jarrett going across to the head table right now. And Jarrett Orr is going to be wrestling Eric Davis of Gilbert. So we're just about underway. Looking forward once again to a couple good dual meets here tonight. Independence and Gilbert, and we will wrestle the winner of LaPorte City and Denver Tripola. So Union, LaPorte City, and Denver Tripola wrestling on a second mat. And I'll do the best I can do. Best I can do to keep track of that dual meet too. So we can kind of keep an eye on who we're going to have. Hopefully, who we're going to have in the next round. All right, Jarrett Orr getting the leg band on right now. And Independence has the green, the home team Independence on the scoreboard. And once again, starting at 113 pounds, Jarrett Orr shaking hands. And here we go. Jarrett Orr starts right away. Heavy on the head, trying to get in that front headlock situation. Needs to bury it a little bit deeper. Gilbert tries the little sucker drag from underneath. Jarrett Orr reaches kind of across the body, almost like a across the body trip there for a little bit. Not technique that I'm used to. Orr drops in on a high crotch, gets stopped. So now Orr on the bottom end of a front headlock. Needs to trap that elbow tight. Gilbert wrestler now with once again a front headlock. They're kind of near the edge of the mat, so if Gilbert pushes forward, it's going to give Jarrett an opportunity to back out. But now Jarrett is going to try to cut the corner. He drags out from underneath, and he gets 2. Jarrett Orr, first 2 points on the board. Jarrett Orr ahead 2-0 here at 113 pounds. 1:08 left in the first period. Independence gets the first takedown of the night. 4 teams here. Independence versus Gilbert and Union LaPorte City versus Denver Tripola. And Jarrett Orr's got a chicken wing hooked up on the right-hand side. He's got the arm trapped. He's going to have to probably loosen that arm up a little bit. He's got his right arm is actually clear through the body. There we go, starting to run him forward. Good. He's being patient with it. Needs to run the pressure forward a little bit more than he is right now. He's trying to run it straight over. Needs to run forward. Oh, he lost the wing on the way over, and like I said, just needed to keep that pressure going forward. 24 seconds left, and we have some blood time, it looks like. Gilbert wrestler with a nosebleed right now. Looks like it'll be a quick one to fix up, but Jarrett Orr with the chicken wing and the takedown, and then chicken wing starting to work it over, but probably not quite enough pressure going forward. Needed to stretch his opponent out a little bit, get him going forward a little bit better. He's trying to go the shortcut on that chicken wing, trying to take it over top rather than driving that forward and then over. So first match of this dual meet tonight, we started here at 113. Looks like LaPorte City in that match over at 113. Their wrestler ahead 4-0. And at 113 for LaPorte City, that's Jacob Worthen, I believe. They have 3 wrestlers weighed in. Got to assume that's Worthen. And at 113 for Denver Tripola is Riley Wright, which I'm guessing they didn't put him on the mat if he's behind. Riley Wright ranked number 4 at 113, and Wright pretty well took it to took it to Jared Orr here this last weekend at the sectional tournament. All right, Jared Orr, we start back up again here. 24 seconds left, down to 15 seconds. Orr's up over top from the top position with the cradle hooked up. Now his coaches are telling him to get back. He's too far over right now. His opponent has the leg. His opponent's going to have an opportunity. 2 seconds left to send things into a scramble, but Orr hangs on. So 2-0, 2-0 at the end of the first period. Jared Orr is ahead 2-0. LaPorte City ahead 6-0 now at that 113-pound match. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that Denver Tripola probably put out Blake Steggy rather than Riley Wright, but I could be wrong. All right, Jared Orr starts the second period in the top position. He's got a cradle hooked up again, and this one's a lot better than the last one. And he's going to, almost had it knocked over for some back points. And, he lost the grip. That was a much better. Now, Gilbert wrestler has hand control, so Jarrett's going to have to hang on. He's up over top. He doesn't quite have a leg in, so he's got the hips down on the mat, legs not really in, and Denver Tripola trying to set up a reversal now. Jarrett's going to have to work pretty hard here to keep this out of a reversal or a loss of control. Minute 13, and they're just loose enough that it's going to be really hard for the referee to call a stalemate. Gilbert trying to hip over top. Jared Orr does a good job of getting his hips back up on top. Not sure how he hung on to that, because for a little while it did not look good. His hips were clear down on the mat. Gilbert just about. And Jared Orr with the legs in. And he goes banana splits with the legs in. And has got 3 back points. Looking for the pin there briefly, but not going to get it. So 3 back points for Jared Orr, and he goes ahead now 5-0 from that top position in the second period. 30 seconds left in the second period. Orr ahead 5-0. Good job with the legs and that banana split ride, and got those back points. He gives up an escape here with 17 seconds left. Love to see him get right back in and pick up a takedown here. 10 seconds left in the second period. Gilbert's going to take a shot, or in that front headlock situation, 3 seconds left. And they release and no points scored. Time runs out in the second period. Jared Orr ahead 5-0. 5-1, I'm sorry, with the escape. 5-1 score. Jared Orr on top. LaPorte City winning 8-0 over at 113 pounds against Denver Tripola. Jared Orr up 5-1 right now. Both wrestlers on their feet in the third period. We've begun that period. About 20 seconds down in that third period. Now Jared Orr in an underhook situation. Yeah, Gilbert was pushing in. I could see that shot coming. Jarrett got his hand down in time to block down, get that hand blocked free, but now all tied up in that front headlock position. We've been here several times so far in this match. Referee stalemates it, so I'd rather be up on our feet, working from outside, not tied up quite so tight. So 5-1 score, Jared Orr on top, and boy, I'd love to have a takedown and some back points. See if he can open up the gap here a little bit and start thinking major decision. We're only up by 4 right now. I know that's maybe a tall task, but right now tonight, as here's where team wrestling is going to take place tonight. You are an individual out there in your match, but if we can be thinking team score wise, can we pick up a major decision here with a minute 15 left in the third period? And hopefully Jarrett can make something like that happen. Gilbert continues to push forward and had kind of an underhook out of bounds. They head back to the middle of the mat. Gilbert takes a little half shot. Back up on their feet. Down to 1 minute left in the third period. 1 minute left in the third period. Let's see what Jared Orr can do. Gilbert takes a shot. Orr's got that block down, stuffing up over top the head anyway. Trying to go underneath. Not sure where he wants to go here. Just kind of staying square, not trying to cut a corner, not trying to hustle around behind. So had it blocked down, had it stopped, and stalemate. So 43 seconds left in the third period. Jared Orr ahead once again, 5-1. Port City picked up the win at 113. Jared Orr, nice elbow shuck there. Elbow shuck, popped the elbow and tried to go behind, but no point scored. Gilbert tries a headlock, slips, and Jared Orr goes ahead 7-1 with 20 seconds left. I'd love to see him hook up a tilt right here. Somehow, can we find a way? 2-on-1 tilt, throw the legs back in. 10 seconds left. See if he's got something in his back pocket here. Down to 4 seconds. And that's the way the match is going to end. So Jared Orr starts us off with a 7-1 win. So that's the way we like to start. Jared Orr with the win for Independence over Eric Davis of Gilbert. So Independence dual meet wise, we're up 3-0 here after this first match. Starting at 113, we're up at 120. And at 120, Colin Fischel steps on the mat for Independence. And Colin Fischel is going to be wrestling St. John Briggs. St. John Briggs, a junior for Gilbert. There's a shot for Briggs. Oh, shot for Briggs. He comes up and Colin Fischel reaches up for the headlock. And he actually goes headlock and then drops down to a cradle. Wow, nice transition there. Headlock, and thought he was going to go for the whole thing with the headlock there, and drops down to a leg and almost had a cradle hooked up on and in the process picks up 2. So nice job, Colin Fischel. So Fischel's up 2-0 and going to give up an escape. Minute 4 left. Oh, Fischel with a long shot. He's trying to kind of a high crotch or a fireman's carry and just actually bellied out there, completely bellied out on the mat and stretched out. But he's got his knees back underneath now. Got the elbow tight. He's actually going to be able to. He's able to square back up, but Briggs. Fischel brings his hips in. Briggs has got a neck wrench going right now, and there's a stalemate right now, but Fischel has the leg hooked, and he needs to stay right there. Stay right there. Don't give that position up, because that's right. There's going to be a stalemate. There's 2 more points for Colin Fischel. Nice job. Boy, a little bit more of a hip bump by the Gilbert wrestler, and that could have been not only a takedown, but also a 5-point move. Could have ended up being a 5-point move. Now, new start here with about 25 seconds left. Fischel's fighting off a pretty good switch going for Briggs, and good job by Fischel. Covers the hips back up. And here with 10 seconds left, he's ahead 4-1. Was able to fight off that switch. Like I said, Briggs hit a pretty good switch off that whistle, and I think caught Colin off guard there for a little bit. But Fischel is able to once again get his hips back over top again. All right, beginning of the second period right now. Both wrestlers are up on their feet. Fischel's ahead 4-1 here at 120 pounds. There's a shot by Gilbert. Fischel's is able to fight it off, but he's got in the process of sprawling and coming back in, he had his right arm up over top, that elbow nice and high up in the air. I didn't want to look at that for very long. He does a good job of backing out of it. There's a Gilbert wrestler with a shot attempt at the edge of the mat, but they go out of bounds. So no points scored. And back to the middle, brand new start. Shot by Fischel near the edge. Oh, shot by Fischel, and then he tried to swing the hips around, took a great big step, and Gilbert blocks that step and comes around on top for the takedown. So 4-3 score here with 1:10 left in the second period. Officials still ahead in the second period, 4-3 after giving up that takedown. And down to 1 minute left. Now we got Gilbert trying to knock. Boy, almost had a tilt hooked up there. And referee, both wrestlers go out of bounds. So brand new start back to the middle again. Briggs from Gilbert, mentioned a junior, 34-6 on the season. Briggs was a sectional runner-up this weekend. In the finals, he was pinned by, let's see who we got here, Thompson of Perry. Now Colin Fischel's fighting out of a guillotine, and there's some back points for Briggs. And we got Fischel's a district qualifier as well, 23 seconds. Now Briggs is trying to adjust on that guillotine. If he can get his hips over top, there could be a fall here, 15 seconds left. Briggs is going to pick up 3 more back points for sure and go ahead 6-4, 10 seconds left in the second period. You don't get falls very often out of a guillotine. It's kind of hard to adjust. 2 seconds left and no points, no fall. 3 points for Gilbert. And Gilbert goes ahead now 6-4 in his match. So Briggs, as I mentioned, a sectional runner-up, along with Colin Fischels. So a couple sectional runners. There's a new start here in the third period. And we got a reversal for Briggs, so Briggs goes ahead now 8-4. Fischels starts in that top position, and Briggs hits that switch. He's hit it a couple times now and done a pretty nice job with it, and is able to hit it for points this time. Briggs got 2 legs in, so it's going to be really hard for Fischels to get his hips. When you get both those legs in, you just can't go anywhere in that down position, and Briggs has that power half as well. Oh, Fischels might be able to sneak out the back door here. He can loosen up. There it is, loosens up the arm. And there's a reversal for Fischels, 8-6, 1:12 left. I've seen Colin do this before. He's a goer. He's going to keep at it. Got a pretty good engine. Let's see what he can come up with here. Fischels won in a true second place match this last weekend against Waterloo Columbus to earn his second place finish at the, oh, there's a reversal for Briggs, and Briggs goes ahead now 10-6. And time is ticking away, 35 seconds left. Pretty even match out here. Let's see what Fischels can pull out of the hat here. 28 seconds left. And referee's going to put him back to the middle, new start. Let's see what Colin can do. 25 seconds left. He's got a brand new start here in the middle of the mat. Behind 10-6 right now, so see if he's got a big reversal. Oh, not a very good move off the whistle there for Colin. Needed to react just a little bit better. He's got to be the offensive wrestler here. Kind of waited to see what Briggs was going to give to him rather than getting on the offense. Now Briggs is going to swing underneath. Got the kind of the ball and chain tilt, tried to roll underneath to pick up some back points with a few seconds left, and that's the way it's going to wrap up. Colin Fischels with the loss by decision. Lost by decision 10-6. 10-6 for Fischels. So dual meets all tied up now here after 120 pounds. So had a nice win by decision by Jarrett Orr at 113, a loss by decision for Fischels, and this dual meet is all tied up. And stepping on the mat right now for Independence is Jacob Wolf. And let's see who Jacob Wolf has going here.
Mustang, Jacob Wolf.
At 126, Garrison Holt. Garrison Holt for Gilbert. Let's see how Holt did this last weekend at There's sectional wrestling. He was the number 2 seed, and looks like he got into the finals, had to wrestle a true second place match, and was able to pick up the W there. Actually got into the finals and was a true second. And now Jacob Wolf, oh yes, Jacob Wolf, with the takedown and had the far arm trapped. And almost had back points, but Holt right back up to his feet right away. Jacob Wolf back down in the legs and gets him taken back down and controlled to the mat. So 2-0 score with the takedown. And like I said, with that double leg takedown, Jacob Wolf got up across the shoulders, the far shoulder, and almost able to get that leg turk and throw those hips over and pick up some more back points along the way. So pretty good wrestling here for Jacob Wolf. He's wrestling a district qualifier in Garrison Holk of Gilbert. Holk is 20-20 on the season, a sophomore. And Jacob Wolf, 29, I believe 29-21, I believe, for Jacob Wolf. Wolf finished third. There we go. We got we got some back points coming out for Wolf. Good job across the shoulder. Far shoulder had it tightened up, had it real tight. Got the inside ankle, and there's a fall. Fall for Jacob Wolf. Outstanding for Jacob Wolf there. That's a good thing to see. Your individual season is kind of over at the sectional wrestling tournament by placing third. And it's always neat in the years that we've seen Independence Wrestling qualify for these regional duels and state duels. It's always fun for those kids that were so close to being district qualifiers and so close to being state qualifiers to get an opportunity to come back out one more time and let some people know that they're pretty good by themselves. There's Tanner Erickson-Dale with the fireman's carry and back points. No back points. Started to count. Thought he had a couple. So Tanner Erickson-Dale for Independence. 31-23, I believe. 32-23 on the season, a junior. And let's see what we have here for Gilbert. We got Brock Harris. Make sure that's, Brock Harris. Brock Harris, a sophomore. He went into sectionals with a 26-13 records. And it looks like Harris ended up placing third at sectionals. And that's exactly what Tanner Erickson-Dale did as well. Third place at his weight class at 132. And Erickson-Dale had a tough match. It was a match where Mangold from West Delaware Manchester injury defaulted out of the finals and went ahead and took his chances against Erickson-Dale, and Tanner wrestled a good match, losing 6-1. Had an opportunity to be a district qualifier. Right now ahead 2-0 with that first takedown. A nice fireman's carry, and wish we could have that back and get some of those back points that were almost there. 37 seconds left in this period. Oh, Tanner Erickson-Dale with the half Nelson. He's got that run over tight. We're going to be close to a fall here. He's got that buried pretty good. 28 seconds left. He's got time to adjust. Oh, he's going to lose it over on the far side. He's got the wrist, had the half. He's got to get back chest to chest somehow. He's got the arm under the body so tight that he can't adjust. But Gilbert's going to roll right into this, and there's a fall. Gilbert trying to escape. He actually tightened that thing up in the process. So win by fall for Tanner Erickson-Dale. 2 falls in a row for Independence. Nice job. Independence now goes ahead 15-3. 15-3 in this dual meet. And we got Drew Davis stepping on the mat for Independence. Do a quick search here.
For the Independence Mustang, senior Drew Davis.
For Gilbert, we got Jake Larimore. Jake Larimore started sectionals at the number 3 seed at their sectional, and his record was 29-22. Larimore got to the finals, lost in the finals 9-1, and then lost in a true second place match. And Drew Davis in with the takedown and gets the first two. And not only with the takedown, he's up over top right away, and he's got draped over top, and he's got that cradle already hooked up. And he's got the leg kicked out. If he can kick that leg out a little bit better, he's got to rock back onto his back. And there's a cradle. He's going to get back points. And there's a faux. Referee called it. Yeah, he raised his hand a little bit off the mat, and then there was a little bit of wiggle. And he kind of just held it there, kept it there, and went for the fall. So Drew Davis with a fall right away in the first period. So another fall. We got the pin train rolling pretty good here for Independence. That's 3 in a row. 3 in a row, 126, 132, and 138. And now here we got Seth House going right now. And we'll find out who Seth House is. House in with the double leg, got it up in the air, drops him over, looks for the half on the way down. Good look there by Seth House. Good job of looking for that half on the way down. Looking for those extra back points with that double leg. And House is wrestling Eric Swart. Eric Swart, 22 and 26, a sophomore. Swart lost by fall in the semifinals at sectionals. Won in the third and fourth place match by fall, and then had to wrestle in the true second place match and lost in that match by fall right at the end of the first period. Boy, Swart kicks out with didn't give the escape, I don't think. 2-0. Swart we got rocking and rolling there a little bit. Now House over the head, under the arm. Little scramble, and I thought House actually did have him thrown to his back, but they were out of bounds. And in the process, you're trying to readjust and get him pulled back in bounds. They're out, so they're back to the middle. And with 1:04 left, Seth House ahead 2-0. Independence ahead 21-3. 21-3 right now in this dual meet. House gives up the escape to Swart of Gilbert. House at 145 this last Saturday. Won his first round match 7-4. Won by fall in the third and fourth place match. And that's where his day ended up, at that place in third at the sectional tournament at 145. 2-1 score right now. 29 seconds left. House with another double leg. Oh, and Swart goes under the arm. Whoa, Swart's throwing him. Double underhook by Swart. Let's see what the points are. We gave 2 to Swart there, so I believe it's going to be 3-2. House actually had the double leg, drove it forward, and Swart just went double underhooks and kicked him over on the way through and picked up the takedown. House battled back up to his knees and almost had the escape, and Swart grabbed him and threw him again to his back. Thankfully, House was able to roll through both those double under attempts. So 3-2 score at the end of that period. Starting the second period, both wrestlers are going to go on their feet. Well, we know what Swart wants to do, and this shouldn't be a problem for Seth. Just keep hitting those double legs. He's just drilled the 2 double legs that he's had. He doesn't need to worry so much about his elbows in here when they're facing off. Just when you take that shot, even if if he does go underneath of you, you just pinch those elbows in hard, set him down on the mat, keep your hips nice and low. There's House with a little elbow shut, goes to the far single leg. Drops that down. Nice job. Ran the elbow by, went to the opposite leg, opposite single leg, and did a good job of, running the pipe, pulling him back through, and dropping him on his rear end. Picked up the 2. He goes ahead 4-3. 1:12 left in the second period. House in the top position now, and his opponent that tripod position up on his feet, gets the stand up, so it's all tied up 4-4. 4-4 with 1 minute left now in the second period. I like Seth. Seth so far has had 2 out of 3 on shots right now. 2 nice double legs. The one double leg he got countered, almost got thrown to his back, but once again, that's just a small adjustment. Bring him down to the mat, keep your hips nice and low. Don't give your opponent the opportunity to actually act on that. Right on the edge of the mat. See, his opponent's a total counter wrestler. House had another shot, and his opponent's just looking to counter off our shots. So hopefully, if we can keep taking the shots, we're going to maybe get the opportunity to. Maybe the referee will notice this here in a little bit. We've had every shot, and Swartz just looking to counter. Now Seth is going to have to be careful. I mean, if he's going to get in on that double leg or get in on that single leg, he's going to have a good finish. He's not going to be able to kind of have a sloppy finish and just kind of land on the mat. He's going to have everything tied up exactly where he wants it as he gets his opponent returned to the mat. 28 seconds left here in the second period, all tied up 4-4. And both wrestlers are still on their feet. We're back at it again. I had a little blood time there. Like I said, I like Seth on his feet right now. He's doing a good job. He needs to keep the motion going that he had in the first period. Keep moving his opponent. 13 seconds left. There's a little elbow pass again. Now just got to be careful. You got to finish what you start. There's two. Oh, and Swart keeps sliding the hips on that double leg, and that's what I mean. You gotta get him down to the mat. You gotta have everything finished up. And we had the double leg, and as soon as we put our opponent's hips on the mat, we did not have the hips fully controlled, and Swart was able to scoot his hips away with the whizzer. No point scored on the edge, and another kind of a lost opportunity there for Seth House at the end of the second period. Heading into the third period now, Swart's going to go in the down position. Oh, and House just going to go ahead and cut him loose. Not even going to contest it in that position. So 5-4 score. 5-4 score. House behind right now here at 1:45. Third period. There's another double leg. Oh, careful. That's what we got to learn. We can't get into scrambles with this guy off of our shots. He's gonna take it to us, and that's what we're fighting out of right now. We had the double leg. We've had all the shots. He's countered every single one of them. That's been his, other than escapes and one takedown, a counter off of our shot. It's all been counters, and that's a heck of a stalemate there. Seth's just got to finish the move. Okay, once he gets his opponent up in the air, he had a double leg head between the legs. He went ahead and picked him up off the mat. If you're going to return him to the mat, you got to return him in a position that you put yourself in an opportunity to control the legs and control the hips, but that's not what we're doing. We're putting him down, and we don't have full control of those hips, and that's allowing our opponent to kick the hips over. There's another elbow pass by House. How many shots can we take? There's a stall call. Oh, there's an ankle pick looking at us there. We can ankle pick it. Not going to go there. 5-4 score, 47 seconds left. We got Swart now from Gilbert. Does have a stall call against him. Once again, we've had every single shot. Swart has not taken a shot yet. House has got to get himself freed up. There's Swart with the fireman's carry. House trying to slide down, front headlock now. Out of bounds. All right, House, you got to get back on. Get back on the horse and get going forward again. Now we got blood time, injury time. Not sure if Swart turned around and looked away there for a little bit. 23 seconds left. House with a shot. In on a leg, drive him out of bounds. Drive him out of bounds under control. He's got to control the hips if he's going to take a shot. He's got to control the hips. He's going to have to take another shot. 14 seconds left. There's the shot. Head between the legs, dumps him over, but that's the thing. We're not going to scramble with this guy. 5 seconds. There's two. Takedown with 3 seconds left. Way to go. Nice job. Tell you what, he earned that one. The guy that takes the shots. Kept putting himself out there. Took that last shot with about 7 seconds left. Got in a scramble. Stayed in just good enough position to come out of that scramble in good position. Outstanding. A 6-5 win in the final 3 seconds. And now we got Luke House on the mat right now for Independence at 152. And we'll see who...
Tigers, Russell Jennett, 152. For the Independence Mustangs, senior Luke House.
See if I can dig up the Gilbert opponent's record and how he did this last weekend. Russell Jennett, House in on a nice elbow drag at the bottom side of that front headlock. He just put the little sucker drag on there, went up over top and got the first takedown. House ahead 2-0, wrestling Russell Jennett, 25-25. Jennett a junior for Gilbert. Jennett won in the first round of sectionals with a fall in 322, and looks like Jennett ended up finishing third, wrestled a true second place match, and lost by fall. House is a district qualifier for Independence. And this is Luke House. Luke House, the older of the two brothers. House with a chicken wing over, and there's a fall. Boy, walked it right over, almost like, here you go. That wasn't even, walked it over, stuck it to the mat, and game over. 30-3 right now, 30-3. Independence ahead in this dual meet. And we're moving out to 160. And we got Jake Jewell on the mat here at 160 for Independence.
160 for the Independence Mustangs, Jake Carlin Jewell.
Okay, looks like Howell on the mat for Gilbert, and Jewell with the first takedown. John Howell, 4-4, a junior on the season. Howell lost in his first round of wrestling and finished 5th. And Jewell already has the half Nelson. He's got him turned over. 137 left. See if Jake Jewell can cinch this up and get out of here. Howell's got the master bridge going right now. I think he's been in this position before. Some guy, there's a fall. He had the bridge with the elbow underneath and everything, and that's Jake Jewell's having none of that. Another win by fall for Independence, so we've had a nice run here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 falls. A little interruption there with Seth House just picking up a last second win, 6-5. Awesome match, but 5 wins, 5 falls in there. 36-3 right now for Independence. Moving up to 170.
For the Independence Mustangs, Nicholas Holt.
And Nick Holt at 170, wrestling Noah Ante. Ante 22-18 on the season. And looks like Ante finished 6th at his sectional here this last weekend. Holt a sectional win this last weekend. Wrestling a good match against Russell of West Delaware. No points scored yet. 133 left. There's Holt with a drive double leg out of bounds, and not going to give it. Thought he had the toes. Thought he kept the toes in. But first shot taken by Holt and almost picked himself up a takedown. So once again, Ante, a sophomore. There's a takedown by Holt. Double leg takedown. Good job. Holt's on the season right now. 43-3. Holt lets him up and takes him back down again. Picks up 2. Now he's got the elbow trapped, and we'll see if he can run that right over. Yep, picked up the inside thigh. Ran the hips over, but his opponent's able to turn his hips back down. So 4-1 score right now with the 2 takedowns for Holt. Denver Tripola right now. They're ahead in their dual meet, 13-9, and they're at 152 pounds, 18-9 at 152. Now Holt with the chicken wing. He's going to walk this thing over. Yeah, that's going to be a fall. There's no way he's getting out of that. 30 seconds left in the first period, and that is Holt with the win by fall. And we are on cruise control now. We got this dual meet wrapped up.
152 for Denver Tripola, Jordan Hobbin.
With 5 matches left, we've easily got this wrapped up. So we got Elliot Ryan on the mat right now. Now it's just we'll just call it warm-up for these guys. Rest of these guys in the lineup right now. Elliot Ryan on the mat here for Independence. Sectional champion Elliot Ryan wrestled the closest, best, most horrible match on Saturday. They took that match down to the final few seconds, and that's actually not even the finals. That was in the first round, or I should say the semifinal round of wrestling. Riddenauer from West Delaware got through that, had a fall in the finals. Now here's another fall coming for Elliot Ryan after the takedown. He's got the cradle hooked up tight, and there it is. There's Elliot Ryan. Haven't seen that move before, or more like every single time. Let's hope that Elliot can sneak that one into the state tournament this year, because if somebody doesn't know he's got a cradle in his back pocket, they're going to get cradled. That's all there is to it, because he'll slap that thing on anybody from anywhere, and he's just got a tremendous sense for that move, how to hook it up and how to take it over and be really effective with it. So here we are at 195 now. Matt McMillan on the mat. On the mat for Independence.
195, Chris McGuire.
And McMillan, a sectional runner-up last week, wrestling Isaac Schiedenhelm of Denver Tripola. And Schiedenhelm ranked number 1 in the state, McMillan number 5, and McMillan wastes no time getting the first takedown. And we'll see who McMillan is wrestling. McMillan wrestling Chris McGuire of Gilbert. McGuire 36-10 on the season. He's a senior, and McGuire is a sectional champ. McGuire had a bye the first round, won 9-8 his second round, and was a sectional champ with a 3-1 win. So here we go, one sectional champ versus another sectional champ right now. McMillan with the first takedown, made it look pretty easy. Now McMillan with the chicken wing, and McGuire is able to walk it out of bounds to get a new start. So we head back to the middle, and McMillan ahead 2-0. 2-0 with the first takedown. Minute 14 left in the first period. We haven't made it this far into a match here for a while, so here we go. McMillan with the wing and the wrist, and he's going to walk this right over, and just clockwork. Good technique by Matt McMillan, and picks up the fall, and that's the way. Maybe some of our younger kids have got to watch that. Got to watch those older guys. You don't panic. You don't try to force that over. You set it up. You run the pressure the right direction. And it works well. We just had a couple big things happen there. Elliot Ryan had I think that was Elliot or Nick. Oh, I missed it. We had win number 100, so I think that was for for Nick Holt, and win number 150 for Matt McMillan. Matt's been doing it for 4 years for Independence, a 3-time state qualifier, and we're hoping he can make it number 4 and be a state place winner this year as well. All right, we got Lane McMartin on the mat now for Independence. McMartin did not wrestle at the sectional tournament this weekend. Instead, Hunter Crawford stepped out at 220 pounds, and Hunter Crawford was a sectional champion. And that's an undersized 220-pound sectional champion. So nice job for Hunter Crawford. But this is one of those things that's so good to have this regional duel, because it gives McMartin another chance to get out there on the mat, and he picks up the takedown, and there you go. I mean, it's just so much fun. These guys, they think their season's over, and they get this opportunity to wrestle in a couple more dual meets at the end, and the dual meets are so meaningful. These are meets that possibly are going to put them in the state duels, and it's going to give them, the referee needs to stop that. He needs to stop that. Had the legs in, the Gilbert guy went up to his feet. The referee should have anticipated that a little bit better maybe. But McMartin's still in the top position. He's ahead 2-0. And I want to dig up who McMartin is wrestling here. Got Christian Harder. Christian Harder was a sectional runner-up. So Harder was the number 2 seed at their sectional, 35-11 on the season, a junior. And Harder got to the finals, lost by a fall in the finals, and Harder is, like I said, a sectional runner-up and therefore a district qualifier for Gilbert. McMartin went out, didn't even get the opportunity to wrestle at McMartin, he goes up over top. Oh, got to be careful with that. Got in a bad position there in that top position. Got to be careful here, getting stretched out. Keep that elbow down, get up to his feet. Oh, we can't slow down. We get on our knees, and Harder's going to take us over to our back. Got in a scramble. Harder got over the head and on the arm, and he's got McMartin tossed over to his back. 20 seconds left. Oh, McMartin had such a nice takedown to start that match off, but things just get going too fast up in that top position. Lane gets up, didn't stay behind the arms, got up over top, and gave it the reversal and gives up the fall. So McMartin giving up the fall for Independence at 220, but once again, hats off to him for stepping into the lineup. Now we got Drew Evans going out there. So we got a freshman, Drew Evans.
Independence Mustangs, Drew Evans.
Drew stepped in several times this season at 285 for us. He actually got down to 220, finished the end of the season wrestling at 220. He's going to step out here at 285, and he's stepping out against a sectional champion in Eli Harris. Eli Harris 29-11 on the season. Junior, or 29-11 after sectionals. He's now 31-11 after being a sectional champion. So Harris from Gilbert, a sectional champion, and Drew Evans out there, a freshman for Independence. Just stepping in and getting some mat time. And once again, just another cool thing to be able to have the opportunity to wrestle in this regional dual semifinal here this round, regional dual semifinal, and then we'll get a chance to square off against either Denver Tripola or Union. Right now, Denver Tripola ahead of Union 21-9. All right, Drew Evans, no points scored so far here at 285. Once again, a freshman doing a good job. Freshman Drew Evans for Independence, wrestling a sectional champ from Gilbert. We've got a definite size difference. Like I said, Drew Evans finished the season actually wrestling 220. Beginning of the season, I know he was a little bit higher than that. Did not make the weigh-ins at 220, so he wrestled some heavyweight in several places during the season. Tough place to be. Mentioned it before over the course of the season. A freshman wrestling 285. Not the easiest place to be in the world. No points scored yet. Now we got Gilbert wrestler with a Russian tie, and this is a technique thing. Good job by Drew Evans of getting that, breaking the grip and getting out of that. Like to see that. Sometimes for a younger wrestler, that's not a position you get in very often, that Russian tie. That's something that starts to develop in maybe the older wrestlers, and he breaks out of that grip, and no points scored. Way to go, Drew Evans. Way to step out there for the team. Being a presence on the mat for Independence Wrestling. Going to force the Gilbert wrestler into the second period. And Gilbert's going to choose down in the second period. And here's where Drew just needs to be careful. Just once again, be a good heavyweight wrestler, stay in good position. He does. Recognizes he can't, wasn't going to be able to hold his opponent down. He wasn't going to go a tight waist on his opponent. There's this Gilbert wrestler now with that Russian tie again. And that's tight, brings him down to the mat and gets two. Now it's going to get tough. Now it's going to get tough because you've got a wrestler here that's probably 250 or higher on top of you, and he's going power half and heavy on the head, and here comes a half Nelson. Drew Evans is going to have to fight this off, and that's probably a pin, and it is. So Drew Evans, way to go out there and give it a good fight the first period. Did a good job up on his feet, but once he gave up the escape, all of a sudden his opponent came in kind of heavy on the head and And I think that took our focus away a little bit. He did such a good job the first period. Just needed to kind of weather that storm a little bit, and I think he could have got back right into what he was doing the whole match in the first period. So gives up the fall though. Dual meet score right now 54-15, and we now have our last match on the mat right now. We got Holden Griffith out there. And Holden Griffith wrestling Stephen Shuka from Gilbert, and he is a sectional runner-up, and Holden Griffith was almost a sectional runner-up, came so close this last Saturday, and along with Jacob Wolf, both those guys just got so close to being district qualifiers. Would love to have seen Holden get that opportunity. So Holden got the opportunity to wrestle in a true second place match at sectionals and wasn't able to seal the deal on that, so he did place third. Shuka kind of had the reverse thing go on. He got into that opportunity and took advantage of it and picked up a second place. Oh, almost ran a chicken wing straight over. Shuka almost kind of tucked and rolled right over top of his shoulders. Holden Griffin with the chicken wing on the left-hand side. Now Shuka sits out of it. Oh, we got the double wing going now. Yes, Holden Griffin walks it right over. That's like, get down there. Oh, we had a double wing going right now for Holden Griffin. He just needs to settle. He's got 41 seconds to get chest to chest. There it was. I want to call it from up here. So close. He's going to pick up 3 more points, and he's going to go ahead 5-0. And he's got it hooked up again and walks it right back over. Loses it. Oh, there's a fall. So there's a third place at sectionals. Pretty well taken out a runner-up at a sectional there. So that's the end of the dual meet here for Independence with the win 60-15.
Mustang 60, Gilbert 15.
So run back through the dual meet real quick. We started at 113 pounds. Jared Orr with the win by decision 7-1. At 120, Colin Fischel's a loss by decision 10-6. At 126, Jacob Wolf won by fall. Tanner Erickson Dale at 132 won by fall. Drew Davis at 138 won by fall. Seth House broke it up a little bit and just picked up a really dramatic 6-5 win at 145. Shot a double leg with about 5 seconds left, and the points were not awarded until right at about 1 or 2 seconds left. So nice job, Seth House, with a 6-5 win. Luke House, older brother, came out with a win by fall at 152. Jake Jewell, Nick Holt, Elliot Ryan, Matt McMillan, there's the heart of our lineup right there. Stepped out, all 4 of those guys with falls. Lane McMartin lost by fall at 220, stepping in at 220. Good job for him just to be in our lineup. Just having the ability to move our lineup around is going to be huge for us moving forward here tonight. Right now, Denver Tripola ahead of Union 21-15, and they're at 170 pounds. Drew Evans stepped out, lost by fall at 285. And at 106, Holden Griffith won by fall as well. And that wrapped up the dual meet, 60-15. So that's how we wrap it up here after the first dual meet. Independence wins the regional state dual qualifier. The semifinals for the state duels right now happening in Independence. We just took out Gilbert, and we have Denver Tripola and Union on the mat. They are at 170 pounds right now. They also started at 113. So we got about 5 more matches left between Denver Tripola and Union. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go here for a little bit. We'll let the Denver and Union meet, let that happen, come back towards the end of their meet, and I'll let you know who Independence will be facing off with. We've taken one step forward. It's going to be the regional dual final match coming up. It's going to be Independence versus we're not sure yet. Denver Tripola or Union LaPorte City, one of the two. So I'm going to let it go here for a little bit. Union, Denver Tripola, they're at 170 pounds right now. So they're going to have about 5 more matches. I'll come back on with the results, and we'll move on to Independence versus one of those two teams. So thanks a lot. Don't go too far away. We should be back on shortly.